God his king has died, leaving his wife Pleasant and their 2 sons sick and depressed without husband and father. Scripture tells us that the 3 continued to live in the foreign land, and in time Sick took a wife named Friend, and not long later Depressed also took a wife whose name was Long Beautiful Hair. And they lived in that land about 10 years. Then tragedy came again, as both Sick and Depressed died, leaving Pleasant, Friend, and Long Beautiful Hair widows. At this point, Pleasant decided that it was time to return to her homeland. So she and her daughters-in-law packed their bags and one morning began their long journey. But they hadn't gone far when Pleasant began to rethink the idea of her daughters-in-law accompanying her and leaving behind their families and going into a land far from the place of their birth. So she turned to Friend and Long Beautiful Hair and told them to turn back, told them to return to their mothers and fathers and to find new husbands. What Pleasant asked of them very nearly broke their hearts. But after weeping for the loss that they had shared and over the thought of leaving their mother-in-law, Long Beautiful Hair turned and began to retrace her steps back to her mother and father. But as Pleasant turned to Friend to urge her to go as well, Friend shows how well her name suited her nature. Nowhere in Scripture will you find a more beautiful testimony to the depth of friendship and love than you will find in her words. "Do not urge me to leave you or turn back from following you. For where you go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. Thus may the Lord do to me, and worse, if anything but death parts you and me." Did you know that you have a friend that has promised to be with you in every circumstance of your life? Through the Apostle Paul, God promises, "I will never leave you or forsake you." Just like Ruth, in her love for Naomi, stayed with her, Jesus, in his love for us, stays with us. No matter how hard life may be, he is there. In this earth, God hasn't promised to leave us untouched by sorrow and pain, but he does promise that he will share in the sorrow and pain with us. I'm Pastor John Claiborne, and I hope you've been blessed by this Ministry Minute. And now I want to invite you to bless us by sharing in a Sabbath service with us here at the Danbury Bethel Seventh-day Adventist Church. You'll find us south of Danbury at 67 Turkey Plain Road, Bethel, Connecticut. Our services are 9:30 a.m. for Sabbath school classes and 11 o'clock for the divine service. We would love to see you this Sabbath. Thank you again, and may God richly bless you.